top 5 Steve Carell roles. And obviously, you know, this is film and TV. I don't want any debate on this one, Pete.
This roles.
I made very specific on the script on this one.
This was so much harder than I thought it was going to be. Like, I just started listing them out, and I'm like, man, he's been in so many great movies, and TV, obviously.
Yeah, and I think for the struggle for me is to like, not to, you know, spoil already in my list, but for me, you know, he's done some serious roles too that I think he's done well in. But I just love him in so much of the comedy stuff because he's a legend. And you know, unfortunately, I didn't put any of his serious roles in there just because it's like my list is pretty solid in terms of like I don't see much wiggle room with these. But yeah, you know,
me too. I feel the same way. Yeah, I can go first for sure. Yeah, like 2 of his serious roles that were really, really good. I couldn't put them in because of the same thing that you were saying. It's like there's just so many classic, dare I say, iconic roles that he's done that you just can't keep off of this list.
Yeah, for sure.
So for me, I just put Bruce Almighty because I know he did Evan Almighty as well. But
sure,
that was really the sort of first time that I remember seeing Steve Carell. And when he's sitting at that news desk and he just starts blah, 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 you know, just starts like, you know, going classic. Crazy. Like, I'm like, this guy's next level. Like, he's super great.
Yeah.
Number 4 is sneaky. It's a sneaky great movie, and that's Crazy Stupid Love.
I need to watch that. It's on my list.
He's so good in it. Who he you know, he's the guy that loses his wife and he has no game. And then you got Ryan Gosling, who's just ripped all to shreds, who's teaching him how to be cool. And then he turns into this kind of like cool guy and kind of played a dual role in this movie. And he's super funny and he's kind of serious. So it's a little bit of both. You get a little taste of both.
Yeah.
Number 3 for me is Anchorman. I think not only just the films themselves, but if you ever on YouTube, if you ever see the outtakes, like his outtakes are just ridiculous, like, gut busting. They're hilarious. I almost spit stuff out of my nose.
Yeah.
So funny. Number 2 for me is, you know, his greatest film of all time. That's 40-Year-Old Virgin. And number 1, how can you not have The Office? That's just like, it's.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer
for everybody.
Beautiful list, by the way.
Yeah. And going to your point, like with Anchorman, like the outtakes, you know,
so funny.
You know, I listened to like the Office Ladies, which is, you know, with Jenna Fisher and Angela, and they, you know, they go over behind the scenes stuff and all that. And they constantly just praise Steve Carell on his just unique ability to not only not break, but just be able to come up with so many different takes that are like legitimately good. And, you know, I heard the same thing with the Office stuff. Like, there's so much good stuff that never gets seen because he's just so good at what he does with, you know, the prep and all that. Like, you know, he came from Second City and all that stuff. So, you know, he's got the sketch brilliance to him, you know? So
yeah, it's true. Like he's so good at not breaking character. Like in those Anchorman 2 bloopers where Paul Rudd and even Will Ferrell, who doesn't often break.
Yeah,
they're cracking up, and Steve Carell's got this straight face. Except there's a scene where Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig are doing that scene together, and he just can't stop laughing. And it's one of those things where if you just rewatch it like 3 times in a row, you will just laugh all 3 times you're watching it.
The second one, right? Second Anchorman.
Talk about the second Anchorman outtakes, which are hilarious.
Yeah, I got to check that out. For sure. Yeah, when I've heard too with Steve Carell, and this is from the Office Ladies podcast, but they just talk about how he like takes pride into trying to make people like lose character, break character. You know what I mean? And when you got somebody that has like that chip on their shoulder in comedy, and like, and Will Ferrell's kind of the same way. It just leads to pure magic because they have that second gear that it goes almost to like a spiteful level of like they're trying to make you break, and it's such a deadly combination. But if you as an actor can tap into that, I mean, it's deadly, and everybody wins. Obviously, like that's what makes this kind of comedy awesome.
What a great exercise in like trying to hold that character. If you're in the outtakes kind of mood, you go see the Dinner for Schmucks outtakes as well, because Steve Carell just tries to make Paul Rudd laugh the entire time, and he does. He succeeds every time. Like he just just does like this weird thing, and like Paul Rudd just like, you son of a bitch, like,
yeah,
please don't do that, because I can't not stop laughing now because you just messed me up. I love it.
Again, that's the brilliance of it. So I mean, my list is pretty similar. We have one discrepancy. So my number 5 is Gru, Despicable Me. I think Steve Carell does such a good job of encapsulating the role, and then kind of his blend of comedy also with the serious roles.
You know what? That was a mistake of mine. I should have put Despicable Me in there.
Yeah, it was a big mistake, which is why I'm going to win the list.
Darn it.
Because everything else is the same. So, yeah. So for all our fans there, Pete just admitted a loss here. So let's note that. But yeah, and obviously there's 5 films. Actually, he's not in all 5, but actually no, he is. He's in all 5 films. But again, like he just the blend of comedy and seriousness, and I didn't realize how serious Despicable Me kind of was. Like I didn't really know what the movie was when I watched it. But yeah,
there's a lot of heart.
Yeah,
it's pretty about family and
pretty deep character, and obviously he's really good at that blending. Number 4 is Anchorman, just because it's a smaller role for him. I mean, Anchorman on my list would be number 1, but his role isn't as big as the other one, so I put that number 4. Brick Tamlin's just awesome. I mean, I love Lamp, Pete. So.
Yeah.
Number 3, Evan Almighty, Bruce Almighty, like you're saying. This is when, like you're saying, this was the transformation where, hey, this guy can carry a movie. And Evan Almighty, I want to say, was his first true film where he led it, and he deserved it. And I think he did a great job. And
but
again,
wasn't that after 40-Year-Old Virgin, or no?
I don't think so. I could be wrong. Well, and I just look.
And I just look real fast. I keep talking. I got it right here.
Yeah. And then my number 2 is 40-Year-Old Virgin. Like you're saying, that's his greatest film. I mean,
40-Year-Old Virgin was 2 years before.
Oh, okay. So 40-Year-Old Virgin is where obviously where he showed he can carry a film. But I mean, it's just Judd Apatow. It's just a brilliant comedy. One of the greatest comedies of all time, and in no small part to his brilliance as well. I mean, he's literally the perfect guy. I don't know anybody else that could have done that role with both the comedic aspect of it, and then just, like I said, also just fit that role. Yeah. And then of course, number 1 is Michael Scott, Paper Company. The Office. I mean, it's just one of the greatest TV characters of all time. I mean, he's cringeworthy. He's hilarious. He's in so many different directions. We'd never seen a character like him before. And,
it's so awkward. It really does make me feel uncomfortable when I'm watching The Office. And I know that's the point, but sometimes it's tough for me to watch The Office because I just feel really uncomfortable in what's going on. And every time he opens his mouth, you're just like, it's almost the same, but times 10, like when George Costanza would just open his mouth in certain Seinfeld episodes where you're just like, oh, come on, man. Like what are you doing?
Stop talking.
Yeah, just stop talking, please. And I don't want to see what's going to happen next if you keep talking. And then Steve Carell just keeps going and going. And you're just like, oh, God, it's so, what a dick.
Yeah. So awesome. Well, obviously I think I won the list there. Pretty much a perfect list. I didn't take any chances there. And you can see with my list, you can see why, again, I couldn't, he was excellent in Foxcatcher. I believe he was nominated for Foxcatcher, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But
Last Flag Flying was real good.
Yeah. I couldn't fit those in because it's like, dude, I'm not Brick Tamlin. I'm not taking off Anchorman, even though
no. But even in Vice, he was super great. Like he played Donald Rumsfeld and
Big Short too. I wanted to include
Big Short was good. Dinner for Schmucks.
Yeah,
If you're
I gotta
in the
watch
mood
Dinner
for,
for Schmucks again. I don't know if I fully have seen that one.
it's just a silly, stupid movie, and
Date
it's
night,
fun.
date night. I need to see.
Date Night was good as well. It's just
Yeah.
fun. It's a little bit more action with the comedy because they're on the
Yeah.
run.
I've seen parts of it. I just need to sit down and kind of rewatch it to kind of process it better. But